Hello, welcome back to my Casa Verde. In today's video I wanted to give you a little update with how is our spring-summer planting going on. In one of the last videos I was just starting the seedlings and we just started some new beds, and now it's already been a couple of months, so I wanted to show how our seedlings are doing and what's been working this time and what hasn't been working this time. So this is already our second spring-summer season with the gardening here in this house, and so we have kind of a little experience from last year, and to see, you know, this year we can already learn from some of our mistakes, something that we didn't like that we did last year, and just improve from there. And we did a lot of improvements in our garden and a lot of changes from how we did things last year. And this year the goal for me was to start our own seedlings a lot more. Last year we bought quite a few things in the market because it's just easy and convenient, and you know, sometimes the seeds don't start so well. And this year I was thinking, I'm gonna start everything from seed, it's going to be great. I had it all prepared. We got some more trays and the soil mix and everything, and the seed starting process was very difficult. Nothing was growing. The seeds that I've started in the previous one of the previous videos, almost none of them has survived. Threw them all out, and I started all from the beginning. I used also different soil mix. Some of the things did work and did grow, but some of the things here's my cat. But some of the things also didn't. Hey Ivy girl. Hey Ivy girlsy. But still the seedlings are quite weak in the end, and a lot of things still didn't grow, and or either were taking really long, and then the seedling is just tiny, it doesn't really grow. And yeah, and what we basically ended up having to do, almost all of the veggies that we have, we had to buy them in the market. If we keep trying to really stick with just growing from seed, then we might end up not having anything this year. So we didn't want to risk that, so we ended up just kind of like, okay, we can start our own seedlings, whatever grows we plant, but the main things that we want, we will get them in the market. You know, at the end of the day, what is important is that we have some kind of produce and something is growing in our garden. And if it didn't work out from seed this year, we will try next year. And I'm still trying. I'll show you. I'm still some things that I'm trying and pushing and trying to grow from seed. So let's show you what our garden looks like now, how our new beds are doing, and what we're harvesting right now, and what's growing and what maybe is not growing so well. So let's just start with a little overall look with what we have here. So as you can see, we have decided to go for this kind of raised bed garden. It's not really raised that much, as it's just bordered, and the beds are kind of separate from the pots. Well, that's the idea at least. And we decided to just kind of make it one corner is going to be our kitchen, veggie, fruit garden, and that's it. And yeah, it's not yet finished. As you can see, there are still some beds missing, but we are putting them as soon as there is a space to build the whole bed together. So what do we have growing? We have in these beds over here, we started some peppers and padron peppers. We have some melons going on here and some sweet potatoes, which we planted in there because we just had some more seedlings left to plant, and we didn't really have any more space really for them at that moment. So we just kind of hope that it's not going to spread out so much all over there. A lot of lettuce here, which has been really great this year. You can see it's just big and luscious. And then we have I think we thought that these were these kind of broccolinis, beamies, or I don't know how they're called, but they kind of are something from that family, but they don't look exactly what we were expecting to. They grew so much, so well, but then the broccolini itself is very tiny and it flowers almost as soon as it appears. So we haven't really tried it yet because it has only very few, and then when you notice that one is grown, it's already flowering. So far we're just giving this to the chickens and they are loving it. And then along this line, along this wall, we build these structures. You can see it's for the green beans and tomatoes and cucumbers. This year we bought this specific type in the market, which is I think the most common green bean type here in Portugal. I don't know the exact name for it, but it's really good. It's really delicious, and it doesn't have those strings inside the bean, which is really easy to make then in the end. So you just pick them, you just cut the ends off, and that's it. Here we have another one of the new beds. Half of it's filled with sweet potatoes, and these are these kind of orange sweet potatoes. Last year we didn't find any seedlings for orange sweet potatoes, which we prefer actually more, but the white ones are more common here usually, so that's what we had last year. But they were just as good, and we grew so many they almost didn't need any watering or any special care, and we knew that they will grow very well this year as well. So that was something we wanted to plant quite a lot because we like sweet potatoes. It grows easily, and it really looks also beautiful in the garden because it covers the ground, and yeah, it looks amazing. And then we have watermelons, melons and peppers. Those watermelons and melons is something that we would really love if it grows this year. Last year none of these really grew. We had a few small ones. They didn't taste like anything really. They were not good at all. We are crossing our fingers that this year is going to be better and we will get our own watermelons and melons. And then we have a few rows of carrots there, which I planted again already a while ago. They are another of those things that take a long time to grow, but it is also something that also grows easily here, at least in our garden. And then in the end here we have some tomatoes, some more watermelons that don't seem to be growing here that well. Maybe it's too shady. And then on this side we have some courgettes, some melons, some pumpkins and some more sweet potatoes. They are all doing quite well so far, so fingers crossed they grow. We already are picking courgettes, which they already started a few weeks ago, so we've been eating those already. And then on this side we had a few rows of potatoes. Still one row is still left because that was the last one to sprout for some reason. The other two rows that we had we already picked, and they were really good. Because they're growing so well, we decided to grow a bit more. And these are the red potato variety, a little bit more. Some more cucumbers for pickling going on here. Some watermelons. These are all the ones that I grew from the seed, which don't look nearly as good as the ones from the market. And then on this side we have a few more watermelons from market that we bought, and some peppers. Just some extra things that we bought. That's the latest things that we have planted. And that's it for this kitchen garden. We are already enjoying potatoes, as I said, courgettes, onions, cucumbers, spinach, lettuce, a lot of things, and it's only May. Hey chicksies! Have we got any eggs today, ladies? Oh, there we have 2 eggs. And in terms of our food forest, it has been quite a surprise for us, but almost all of our newly planted trees have some fruit this year, and we didn't really expect that to be. Some of them only have like one or two, but it's still like a good sign that something is happening. And let me just show what do we have here. So one of the things that is growing quite well here is blackberries. So you can see quite a few. We did have a lot last year, but unfortunately birds ate them all before we even got to try anything. So you have to be really on the lookout for this year. But this year it has spread quite a lot, and there's a lot more berries this year. Another tree that has some fruit is this plum. It's not a lot of fruit obviously, but you can see there are 2 plums hanging. This is our apricot tree, which has grown so much in such a short time. It was one of the last trees that we bought, and we bought it only last spring, and since then it has grown like 2 times the size. It grows very quickly, and it already has fruit. Let's see. There's one, and there's another one here. So we hope that they will grow, because sometimes in the new trees the fruit forms, but then it later on falls off and doesn't really grows any further, which has happened already before with some of the fruit trees that we have, like this one here. I again cannot remember what was it called in English, Diospiro in Portuguese. It had like flowers forming in all of the branches everywhere, and like this one here on the floor, like this one here, and but they all fell off, and I think we only have one left here. Really hope it's going to make some fruit. And another one that grows some fruit this year is this nectarine, which is not looking very good. It has this disease, same as our peach tree over here. These 2 trees are very hard to grow. They're very full of diseases always. But this one has a little nectarine over here. So I haven't really seen it growing any bigger recently, so it's probably not going to be very good, and it might even fall off, but it's a step forward. And for something that has been planted only 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years ago, that's good. And the biggest surprise of them all is our avocados. I couldn't believe when I saw that there are little avocados on it. And again, it has quite a few of them. We counted, I think it was like 20 or something. See, it's like all over, tiny ones. And because they're still so small, there's a big possibility that they will all fall off and don't form anything. But we have our fingers, hands, legs, everything crossed for them to be nice and edible when they are ready. And then we have this one, which is an absolute champion of a tree. It is marmelos. Again, don't really know what's the right name for them in English. But this has so many fruits, and they're all getting bigger. Only problem is that it's not the most exciting fruit, and I think that's always the case. The things that grow easily are always the least exciting ones. But this is just full of them. So we will have to learn to like them and enjoy them. We do like them, it's just it's not something I really I'm used to eating. It has a very specific taste, so we have to figure out how we're going to use them when they're ready, if they grow bigger. And that is it from our garden. So as you could see, the biggest problem that we had this year was starting things from seed. Nothing was working out, and but we have another resort which is market seedlings, so at least we will have some our own veggies in the garden. We didn't want to miss this year just because the seeds were not starting. And yeah, I'm happy with how it goes, and we hope that all of the things grow very well. We have changed already a lot of things in the watering, but I'll do another video on that specifically, which is just some tips on how we are changing it this year and maybe trying out something different and see if that works. But yeah, so far for the past 2-3 months, all I've been thinking about was gardening and get the garden going and get it starting, and now it's the time that I can really just kind of enjoy the garden, because there's almost no planting left to do. The weeds are not growing that much because it's not raining, and I just have more time on my hands to think about other things now, and because the garden has been started, so now we can just enjoy the fruits. I'll finish off here, and I'm gonna make another video about the watering that we are changing up, and yeah, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.